Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. It's the In Wheel Time car talk show. Coming up, Mr. Mars reviews the Chevy Silverado Trail Boss. Is that one word or two, Trail Boss?
Yes.
Yes. Later, from the Houston Automotive Show, Rochelle Salinas going to give us an update of what's coming up for the show in less than 2 weeks now. Plus, we'll have the events calendar and the stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong. We need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Thanks so much for joining us. You know, it looks like our picture looks a little pink, probably because of that light. We did a little lighting adjustment this morning because we
can't leave anything alone.
We really cannot. What's up with that? Why is that?
We're going to change that light out. It's going to be part of our after show project.
Well, we just need to take the pink out of it.
We're going to put the new one on it.
Oh, we are?
Yeah.
I thought you could adjust the light level.
You can adjust all sorts of that. Yeah, well, whatever.
Yeah, you can, but we've got a new one, so why not use it?
Yeah, and let's just mess with it.
Absolutely.
Just because we can.
We can do it now.
We have more wires.
No, let's not. Just leave your hands off of it. Okay.
Move the camera,
so, Chris, and I hope, Chris, are you there, Chris?
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me again.
Chris, is your last name Piche?
Piche.
Piche, of course it is.
Canada.
Are you speaking to us from Canada?
You know, I'm speaking from you 30 minutes away from heading to the airport to board a flight for Canada, but I'm in Las Vegas right now.
Oh, you're in Vegas. Okay. Did you make the Consumer Electronics Show?
Yes, exactly. That's what I was here for.
Gotcha. Well, I kind of figured hung out. All the money that you made, you're going to spend it all on gambling and carousing out there in Las Vegas.
Don't tell my wife.
Yeah. So, Chris, you're a computer scientist, technology entrepreneur, born and raised in Canada. Oh yeah, and an expert in distributed networking. Not exactly sure what that is. How about scalable video? I don't know what that is. Or computer vision technologies. Okay, you're going to help me here. So, what do you really do, Chris?
All right. So. What I really do is I build software systems that enable the real-time processing of huge amounts of video data across any kind of network, including the internet or a mobile network, and then applying computer vision, so applying algorithms that seek to understand what's happening in all of this video that's being distributed around our software system.
Interesting. So, in other words, you'd classify yourself as a giant nerd, like my astrophysicist daughter.
Well, I would say nerd/car guy.
Perfect. Okay, so and that's what I was trying to get to, is the fact that you're also involved in artificial intelligence when it comes to cars and self-driving and that sort of stuff, and that's what we wanted to kind of dig into in this interview. So, you know, Tesla has really caught a lot of grief since they've started their quote-unquote self-driving car and technology, and there's all sorts of rumors about, it doesn't work. You can climb in another seat from the driver's seat and let the car drive itself, and that's ended in death for a couple of people. Where does all of that stand, and what are your feelings on all of it?
Well, so, as with a lot of things that, that you read in the news, the truth is somewhere in between.
Right.
I've actually been using the Tesla FSD software for several months now, and I would basically tell you from my personal experience, it works exceptionally well on highways, two-way roads, even four-way roads, simple navigation, left and right turns, with either little or maybe up to moderate amounts of traffic. Where it really struggles is in anything more complicated. So think about heavy traffic. Think about 6 or 8 lane roads. and anything more complicated than a left or right turn. And that's that's why I guess some would say that the FSD or full self-driving is a bit of a misnomer. It's really a very advanced driver assistant. It's not intended to replace the driver. And if anybody out there is thinking of climbing into the passenger seat and watching a Netflix, don't do it. That's not going to end well.
Well, it's funny, but you should say that because I've actually fortunate enough to get some cars that have that technology. The General Motors Cruise is one of them, and it works very well. And the latest application with that, it works as well as any that I have seen or experienced. But I will tell you that it makes you put your hands on the steering wheel to make sure that you're there and it's doing what you want it to do. And I think that at this point in development, I think that that's a good thing, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. And Tesla now has at least two mechanisms that I know of to make sure that there is a driver and the driver is somewhat paying attention. So they have a system, similar to the GM system where there has to be, they have sensors in the seat. There has to be somebody sitting there. They have sensors in the steering wheel, so there has to be some tension on the steering wheel. And then a third thing that Tesla now has is they have some computer vision. So they've got a tiny camera, little pinhole camera at the front of the cabin of the vehicle, and they're applying some computer vision to determine or to verify that there's an actual person sitting in the driver's seat, and that the person is not texting on their phone or eating a burger or anything like that. That they're actually paying a sufficient amount of attention to the car.
And is that where your software comes into play?
So our software is used in all sorts of applications in transportation. That is one of the applications of our software. So this is known as DMS, driver monitoring systems. So these are basically computer vision based systems that seek to understand driver behavior, and they can be programmed either for in-cabin notifications like, hey, please pay attention to the road, or they can also be programmed to aggregate that sort of data into a driver score or into data sets that can be used for training or coaching drivers.
Fascinating. I have to tell you that when these systems first hit the highway several years ago, and I can only imagine that it's within just a very narrow scope, but when you put it on self-driving, whatever you want to call it, that it tended to bounce between the stripes on the roadway, the lane that you were in. That seems to have gone away, that it has been honed and fine-tuned to the point where it doesn't bounce between the lines anymore. What has transpired to stop it from doing that?
So that really all comes down to just the range of view. In other words, how far in front of the vehicle the driver assistant or autonomous driving system can see. So that actually brings me back to my young days growing up in Canada. In Canada back then, we didn't have driving schools and this sort of thing. My father took me in our whatever it was, a Chevy Nova, tossed me in the driver's seat, and I think we started in a parking lot early in the morning so I wouldn't hit anybody. And it took about 20 minutes to teach me how to drive.
Right. And
so probably 10 minutes into this, 20 minutes of learning how to drive, I was probably doing a lot like, what you just described. I was kind of bouncing, back and forth in the lane. And my father told me, don't look, at the immediate front of the car, look a little bit down the road, and, we'll see if we can smooth out your driving a little bit. And that worked. And so the same thing is true today for these driver assistants or autonomous driving systems. If they can see a little bit further down the road, they don't have to be as as reactive to short term or near term curves or bumps in the road. They can sort of take a longer line, so to speak.
Do you feel that that the technology is worth it in cars? I'm a car guy that likes to drive. I enjoy driving. I like the art of driving, if you want to call it that. And I can see where it might assist sometimes. If you lose focus and you looking at the radio or you get distracted some way. But for me personally, how much more does this technology add to the price of a car?
Well, Tesla has been, Tesla sells this as a separate optional feature, and they've been steadily raising the price for years. I think it started at something like $6,000, and that might have been, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. And now the price is up to, I think, $15,000.
Wow, that's a lot.
As to whether there's enough value for $15,000, I guess it depends on who the customer is, the kind of driving that they do, the amount of driving that they do, and as you said, how much they enjoy driving. Yeah,
well, I will tell you that one of the features that kind of goes hand in hand with that is the automatic reaction, the braking. When you're coming up behind somebody, and it's also been annoying at times because I've tried to time it out. When you're trying to, for instance, cross a divided roadway, not a highway, but a divided roadway, a boulevard, if you will, that, you've got a short amount of time to jump to the middle of the lanes out there, and then sit there
and then make your left,
and make your left-hand turn or go across the rest of the roadway. And when the car sees it, they're going, oh, no, 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 no. And the red lights are flashing and the horn is beeping and all that sort of stuff.
And then the brakes slam on.
And then the brakes slam on, and you don't want them to slam on because you're trying to make that little jump over there. And that's still the case. I don't see that the technology really has changed that much in the automatic braking. Do you feel that that's the case?
I agree. And, for everybody that's watching or listening out there, it's important to understand that, that this technology is very much a work in progress. We're still in the relatively early days. And, just as you described a few minutes ago, that some of the jerkiness in terms of, staying in the center of the lane, that's something that has been resolved in the last few years. If we look ahead several years from now, all of these issues, including the one that you just described, these are all going to be worked out over time, and they're going to be worked out for a few reasons. Number one, just general improvements in the technology. Number two, companies like Cruise or like Tesla, they're constantly gathering more and more data from all of the vehicles that they have on the road that are using this kind of technology. And as they gather more data, there's a process in computer vision or in artificial intelligence that we call training our models. Basically, that's just a fancy way of saying if we have a large set of data, we can program our software to make optimal decisions based on all of that data that we've got. And so as the amount and the quality of the data improves, our computer vision systems or artificial intelligence systems, they just become smarter.
How do you get that information? Does it come directly out of the car to the cloud and back to you? Or is it some sort of a memory stick that's stuck in there and you can retrieve it that way? How does it work?
No. So all these cars, so it's important to understand all of these cars, whether you're talking about Cruise or Tesla or any other, we are now in the era of connected cars. All of these cars are constantly connected back to the clouds or the servers,
the mothership,
manufacturers. So in the same way that we're all walking around with smartphones that are sending data back to Apple and Google, when we're in these cars are sending data back to GM, Tesla, everybody else.
And I've heard that people are a little bit skeptical. Some people a little bit skeptical about our driving habits being sent to the man, as it were. And but I really don't have a problem with that because I don't break the law typically. I don't do 100 miles an hour in a 60 mile an hour.
Why are you
zone.
looking at me?
Well, because
Why are you looking at me?
Well, because I know you and your driving habits. I'll give you an example. So Conrad over here, we're going on a car event, and we're all kind of caravanning. And I'm over in the right-hand lane. I'm doing maybe 5 over the speed limit. And here comes this 1970 Olds Cutlass 442 blowing past me. He's got to be doing at least 80. And that's why I call him out. But I know
we got to get a driver monitoring system into that car.
That's exactly right.
Well, that's why that car doesn't have OnStar, because I know OnStar reports a lot of data back at the moment of at an impact. So if there's an accident reported, OnStar collects a lot of data about were the brakes on, was there steering applied, were the seatbelts connected, all of that data that's available in the car electronically is transmitted back to OnStar.
So, Chris, I have a quick question here for you before we wrap things up, and that is, where are things going and how rapidly are they getting there to help, let's just call it driver assistance?
Yeah. So in terms of driver assistance, that's here today. And, I think that most people can benefit, whether it's Cruise or Tesla. We now have a lot of data to prove that these driver assistants do reduce by a significant margin, they do reduce the number of collisions on the road. So that's here today, and that can benefit most people. Where we're going, the next thing out there is what we call V2V or V2X. So vehicle to vehicle or vehicle to everything. And when we say everything, we mean all the traffic infrastructure, the intersections, the traffic lights, that sort of thing. And this V2V and V2X, that's what's actually, going to deliver fully autonomous driving for us. So in other words, once my car can talk to your car, both of our cars can talk to the intersection or the traffic lights, then we can apply what we call orchestration algorithms. So basically, as a conductor conducts an orchestra, there's going to be a piece of software back there that's going to conduct your car and my car, the traffic lights, and so on. And once we have that, then we'll be able to sit in the back seat and chill.
Chris, you're going to have a job for the rest of your life and beyond.
Tell me about it. We're busy these days.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
And then in New York, it'll teach the car to honk at the other guy and V to V, give him the finger.
That's not a bad idea. We should work on a system.
There you go.
Please do that, and we want
characteristics.
Yes, and we want some video of that as it progresses. Chris, it's a real pleasure to talk to you. We'd love to stay in touch with you, and every now and then check in with you. So let's get that connection going, shall we?
All right. Thanks for having me on, guys, and I look forward to coming back later this year and updating you on where things are at.
We'd love
Thank
it.
you.
Perfect. Chris Piche, thank you very much. Can we just go ahead and have a complete 3-hour show with him on there?
That's kind of what I'm thinking, because the press car I'm in now, I've realized you can't do all this stuff, and you can't just say the car's driving and I'm going to take a nap or eat a sandwich or something. But I've got Zoom. I've got a Zoom app. I can do Zoom in the car. Now I'm thinking, why would you put Zoom in the car if you don't think I'm going to use it? Why would I? So let the car drive and I'll go Zoom.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm just kind of thinking. It's kind of like the guy driving the motorhome that says, "I'm going to go back to the kitchen and get a sandwich, so I'm going to put it on auto drive and set the cruise and let it go."
I thought about that. I really did.
I realize you can't, but it just seems. Why would you put Zoom in there to begin with, or an app like that,
and especially give it to you
for your passenger?
Well, that's beside the point.
Especially for the on-ramp acceleration tests.
So that way I can keep up with everything.
That's scary.
There you go.
Time now for the events calendar. Conrad, what kind of events do we have?
Well,
We
there's
have
all
the
kinds of-
automotive show coming up.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
automotive show is coming up. There's always all kinds of stuff happening. Today, up in the Woodlands right now is.
Now, is this the cruise-in calendar or the events calendar?
No, you want the events, so you want future stuff. Okay, so events is the 28th of
living in the
January is the Houston Automotive Show
Yep.
down at George Art. Not George Art.
Energy.
Down at
NRG
Energy
Center.
down around the Astrodome and Reliance Center.
Yes. No. NRG.
Energy.
Yeah.
Reliance Stadium.
No.
The good news is they're good for the next couple of years because the Texans ain't making the playoffs.
Ever.
It's in Houston.
Lovey Smith. What? Why would you hire somebody like that to begin with?
Because he's been successful in other
What?
operations.
He's got a cool beard.
In the last lifetime, he may have been successful.
He's been successful in other football teams, but
Yeah.
not in Houston.
Okay.
But who has been successful in Houston?
Bill Phillips.
I ultimately think the problem isn't the coach. I think the problem is in the
owner.
ownership
I think
Yeah.
they should
and
move
making
to,
bad decisions.
Okay. Well,
They should
sorry.
move to Tennessee.
We
Like Bum
strayed.
Phillips.
Yeah. Well,
move
thank
them to
you.
Tennessee.
So March 25th is the annual Spindle Top Car Show at Church on the Rock, and that's is that Port Arthur,
Nederland.
Nederland. So over there
That's
in
a Mars event.
Petticoat Junction land.
That's Hooterville.
Sunday, April 2nd is the Woodlands Coffee and Cars for a Cause at Market Street, and we'll probably have Randy on at some point to talk about what they're doing there, and all of the money raised there is given to local charities. April 12th is the Texas Pony Party at the Commemorative Air Force Central Texas Wing. And April 14th is the Lone Star 40th Convention, Lone Star 40. It's been a great ride. It'll be hosted by the Central Texas Classic Chevrolet Club at the Embassy Suites in San Marcos, Texas. June 24th is the Lone Star Drift Round 3 at the Houston Police Academy. And then September 29th is the Good Guys 30th Summit Racing League Lone Star Nationals at Texas Motor Speedway.
Hooterville is Green Acres.
Is that it? But you know,
Petticoat Junction was too.
yeah, they're all kind of connected.
Well, I'm thinking, the Gabor sisters, Hooterville.
Well, it would be Eva and not Jaja.
Eva, yeah, and it was Magna. She had those older sisters, 3 sisters.
Really?
The oldest, and then
Meanie,
Jaja,
Miney, and Mo.
Manny, Mo, and Jack, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. All right, time now for this hour's car review. Had a chance to drive the 2023 Chevrolet 1500, the half-ton pickup truck.
Is this yours or his?
Mine. Available trim levels.
He's got the wrong one.
Trim levels are out the wazoo. Yeah, I know that you've had one too. We had them actually both at the same time.
Yes.
So you've had them both out the wazoo.
We have had them both out the wazoo, but trim levels are out the wazoo. 3 cabs, 2 bed lengths, and umpteen thousand different trim levels. Is this yours? Oh, this is your. This
No,
is.
go ahead.
It's
Go ahead.
your
You've
turn.
already started. We've got your video.
We've got
We'll
your
let it
video
eat.
up. Yeah.
Okay,
Pay no attention to all the work I put into the guest list and the schedule there.
I won't. I see it's Mike Mars. I just stole it from you. Well, you can have mine next hour. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Not going to do it.
So, I had the Crew Cab ZR2 4-wheel drive.
Is that one word or two?
I don't know. That would be, sir, the Trail Boss.
Okay.
Is that one word or two?
I don't know that. We had this discussion. We'll tell you about it later. Seats 5 in this particular cabin. Exterior changes from last model year, none. Masked headlights with the ZR2 black grille. You know that thing that kind of does one of these at the headlights?
Oh, doing your John Travolta
Well,
dance moves.
actually,
there.
I was thinking more along the lines of
Catwoman.
Zorro or
Mardi Gras.
whatever. That.
Keep your shirt on.
ZR2 black grill.
Has Leslie seen you dance like that?
Not yet.
It's a good thing I got a video up.
Now here's an interesting way to describe it. It has a dual humped hood with black risers.
Built it on Wednesday.
Humped. I don't know how to put it. Just there are bulges in the hood.
Are they functional?
No.
Do they do something?
No.
Or they just
No, they're just there for
there
looks.
for display.
Red tow hooks with black wheel openings. Surrounds, black wheels with tall 33-inch tires. It has, quote-unquote, boron skid plates. Boron. It's a metal.
Yeah.
Boron skid plates. I don't know why they use boron, but
it's a hard material.
well, I understand that, but you can do that with steel too. 2-inch lift from the factory, ladies and gentlemen. Interior highlights: new linear dash holds a 13.4-inch infotainment screen. It's really nice. It's understated. It's well done. I like it. Two-tone leather seating. Huge center console. I think that you could probably take a bath in there if you wanted
It's a
to.
nice interior.
15-inch head-up display is optional on it, but that's what I had. Customizable instrument cluster display as well. You can swap things around, whatever it is that you want to see displayed there on the instrument cluster. Cargo trunk room, 5-foot bed. What I liked about it, the multi-flex tailgate is a $445 option. Get it.
Worth every penny.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it's only $445 extra, because it's, to me, that should be a $4,000 option, but
Don't give them any ideas.
I know.
Yeah.
What could use improvement? Include someone else's kitchen sink, because this truck already has one.
Oh,
A kitchen sink.
yeah.
It's got everything. 6.2-liter V8 on the ZR2 Bison. The 420 horsepower and 460 pound-feet of torque get it down the road pretty good. 10-speed automatic transmission. It'll tow it tows 8,900 pounds. How's that?
That's pretty good.
Haul rating, 1,440. I wonder if you can combine those. Fill up the bed and tow something with it at the same time.
Sure. You
Okay.
can probably tow 2 donkeys, and then it'll haul donkey.
Donkeys.
Donkeys.
14 miles per gallon in the city, 17 on the highway for a combined of 15. I got 16.3 over 188 miles.
With that 6.2, that's very good.
Plenty of smooth V8 power from this half-ton truck. Better fuel economy would be something that they could probably work on, but I think that's coming. What I like, rides like an off-roader. What could use improvement? It needs an air suspension option on it. Base trim price, $43,095 for the work truck. Price as tested was $77,400.
Wow.
Base model price is $69,800 for a half-ton pickup truck.
Wow.
Compared to other vehicles, let's see, the Ford F-150 goes for $43,325. These are base
Plus
model
options.
prices. Well, these are all base models, okay? Ram 1500, about $38,000. Tundra, $40,810. And that is the review of the 2023 Chevy 1500 with the out-the-wazoo ZR2 crew cab. It's bad to the bone.
Nice.
In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In-Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. 30-minute podcasts at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets. The In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break.
Some things just belong together. Chips and queso, beer and barbecue, and the auto show and boat show. January 25th to 29th at NRG Center. 1 ticket, 2 great shows. Climb Jeep Mountain, board your dream boat, get the kids hooked on fishing at the trout pond, and join Evolve on an EV test drive, including the Ford Lightning. See all the latest models at the Houston Automotive Show, January 25th to 29th. Buy early and save at automotiveshow.com.
Your friends and hosts of the quarterly Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In at the Lupi Tortilla in Katy want to thank you for your participation in last year's events and look forward to more in 2023. You'll hear about them all right here and online soon. Next time you're in the West Houston Energy Corridor area, be sure to stop in at the original Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex near I-10 and Highway 6 or at the Katy location on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard. In Beaumont or College Station, you'll want to stop in and have Lupi's award-winning beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. There's always a celebration at Lupi Tortilla. Lupi founder Stan Holt and his wife Sheila are car people through and through. Both are winning racers on the NHRA drag racing circuit and have a collection of hot rods and classics that everyone appreciates. You'll see them at the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In the spring at the Lupi Tortilla Tex-Mex on 99, the Grand Parkway, and Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 and Katy. We'll give you all the details soon right here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show and online. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.